Alright, Nuka Knights, ready for the Zerg versus Zerg marathon. Oh, this might be the shortest night of the round of 16. That last Protoss game was pretty short, and ZVZs are usually pretty short as well. Starting it off with YellOw, Yarnak versus ZerO. Both these guys have won already inside this group, so I'm expecting a very good game. And of course, with all these Zerg hate that's out there right now, a lot of Zerg haters in the air, there are some Zergs that seem to transcend that hate, I think. And I think ZerO is one of them. I have seen very few people rooting against ZerO. I mean, ZerO's such a likable player. He's very well-rounded, very creative, very humble. He doesn't do too much BM. I haven't seen ZerO do any BM. He might have done something in the past, but yeah, I can't remember anything. Here we go. El Nino is the map. 3, 2, 1, 0. And I do have my who's screwed, who's not so screwed score sheet for these two as well. And I'll get into that very soon. Looks like YellOw is purple, so that means he's over here at the 8 o'clock position in purple. Both of them are scouting in the right direction, so this should be a very intense game. And over at the 5 o'clock position in blue is ZerO, wearing his patented purple glasses. I think when I get new frames, I'm going to have to get those frames right there, because that is just badass. Okay, let me give you the who's screwed, who's not so screwed score sheet for Group B for this setup. Okay, if ZerO wins, he'll be in a great position to move out, although if the planets align, he might have a tiebreaker with Pure and YellOw for both winner spots. But if YellOw wins, Hwasun will be eliminated. That is the most notable change if YellOw wins. If YellOw wins, there is no way that Hwasun can move out of Group B, so Terran fans around the world will weep. Oh, too many Zerg, not enough Terrans. So yes, that is the layout here. Those are the stakes. And we'll see, looks like YellOw went for an overpool build. That was either overpool or 9-pool. I think it was 9-pool. I think he went for a 9-pool build. I did not see the second Overlord hovering out, so yeah, we're probably looking at a... Oh, let's see what ZerO goes for. He's getting up his drones, so he could possibly go for a 12-pool or a 12-hatch. I think those are the two options. Going out, yeah, it's a 12-pool. So he already has a small build order advantage, but he's going to have to hold it. Okay, since YellOw is scouting in the right direction, he's going to know exactly where to send those first Zerglings, the initial Zerglings, and he's going to have speed up for them very soon, and probably going for a very fast lair with that 9-pool as well. That's one of the big advantages of a 9-pool build. You get a super fast lair. Your economy is kind of in the toilet, but you can get out Mutalisk much faster, and faster Mutalisk can definitely decide the game. Especially if your opponent's expanding. ZerO's coming down. He's going to throw down an expansion at his natural, and YellOw is going to see this. He's coming in with his Overlord in the right direction, so he's going to scout that, going to know that he can run in with those Zerglings and try to pick at that hatchery for a little while. And ZerO's Zerglings are going to be a little bit behind, but I think he'll get them out in time to defend this base. So YellOw, he's going to have to keep pumping reinforcements if he wants to make this count. Yeah, you might want to go in with a couple of drones as well, just to be able to break that threshold and be able to take down the second base. Because once ZerO gets that second base up, it's probably going to be over for YellOw. He's just going to be outpumped, completely outpumped by ZerO. ZerO, he's binding gas with only one drone, so I think he's getting just enough for his circling speed. So he's going to devote most of his drones to getting minerals in for Zerglings. Going to use those Zerglings for defense, and YellOw already is not getting much done. He's coming in with exactly the same amount of Zerglings as ZerO, and he's coming in with some reinforcements, so I think he will try to out-micro ZerO. Actually, he's falling back with a 9-pool build. This is not the best thing in the world to do, especially if your opponent's going for a speed build like this, Zergling speed. So ZerO is running by, getting stuck on a pine tree there, but he is going to eventually go over to YellOw's base, be able to hold his choke and keep him from moving out. YellOw is grouping up his Zerglings. I've seen some pretty bad Zergling fails from YellOw in the past, looking at the last OSL's finals. Oh, I'll talk about that in a second. Looks like we're going to see an intense Zergling standoff. ZerO's coming in with a couple of Zerglings to pick off one Zergling, but he loses one of his own. He's still in here trying to put on the pressure. Oh, I love to see this very heavily micro-focused battle, but second hatchery coming up for YellOw. He's going to need it to compete with ZerO. ZerO, he's getting his lair up, but YellOw, he's going to have a Spire much, much quicker, so he could be able to get in a ton of drone kills by the time ZerO is able to get out Scourge or something of his own. Looks like ZerO, he's getting his second base up and running. He has fewer Zerglings, so if YellOw should try to break out right now, he might be able to do this. ZerO, he does have a very nice Zergling wall, a nice little arc of Zerglings, so he'll be able to attack with all of those, but still, he's going to have to be careful and very mindful of when YellOw decides to break out, because YellOw might break out as soon as ZerO plops down this Spire. He did just put the Spire down, and YellOw's going to come in with Mutalisk now. He's pumping Mutalisk. Evolution Chamber coming up for ZerO, so he's going to play defensively, deciding it's the best idea to put down spore colonies at each of his bases. And that probably is the best idea. His Mutalisks are not going to pop before YellOw's. So YellOw, first thing he's going to do is probably pick off that Overlord and then go out and try to pick off drones, because he does have his own Overlord inside ZerO's base. He knows that the spore colonies are coming up, so he's going to know that he's probably not going to be able to take out any bases, take out many drones in the meantime. He does take out the scout, so that's a huge deal. If he decides to switch up into pure Zergling, pure Ling build, ZerO is going to be completely in the dark. He's not going to see that coming until it's too late. But it looks like ZerO is prepared. He's playing uber defensive, putting down one Sunken just in case YellOw should try to end this with Zerglings, which I'd say is likely. Since YellOw's behind here, he's behind in expansions, and he's going to be behind and being able to pump Mutalisk soon. Yeah, I think he will go for a game-ending gambit, like an all-in Zergling attack. So it's very smart of ZerO to do this. Oh, he could be going for it right now. A ton of Zerglings running down the map, but there is one Sunken colony, and ZerO has pumped more Lings to protect his front. He is anticipating this. Very nice read from ZerO on what YellOw was going to try to do, but YellOw might be able to do this anyway. He's running in. He has his Mutalisk, so he's going to try to pick off these Zerglings, but the Sunken could be the difference maker. The Sunken ripping through the Zerglings, and I think ZerO's going to hold this. Yeah, now he has Mutalisk of his own in the area. Very nice game read from ZerO, and he just completely fought that off, and he's going to have a huge economic advantage now. Despite the fact that YellOw has two hatcheries pumping, I don't think it's going to matter too much. And there's YellOw, he's still hovering around. It looks like he's actually running in with the Zerglings. GG from YellOw, knowing he got completely out-macroed in that little exchange. Very nicely played by ZerO. Even though his scout went down, he knew exactly what YellOw was going to do. Well, this has been Nuke. Let's go to another Zerg versus Zerg.